It's story time. The sun was shining through the trees of Whispering Woods this morning, dappling the forest floor with warm light. A little red fox named Max yawned, stretching out his fluffy tail in the sunbeam. He thought. I feel like going on an adventure today. Just then, Benny the bear cub ambled past, chuckling to himself. Hee. You're way too little to go on adventures, Benny said, taking another big bite of his honeycomb sandwich. Penny the parrot, who was perched on a nearby branch, shook her head in agreement. And way too soft, she squawked. Hee. But Max didn't care. Even if he was little and maybe a bit soft, he believed he could do something great. He took a deep breath, puffed out his chest, and started off down the path, his bushy tail held high. As Max trotted along, the animals he passed gave him wide berth, for they were all afraid of Max. They thought he might be a fierce and ferocious beast, what with his sharp teeth and claws and all that bright red fur. But Max wasn't fierce at all. In fact, he was very friendly. He just looked scary. Max came to an open clearing where all the animals gathered to play, but today they were nowhere to be seen. Max wondered. Where could they be? Then suddenly, Mama Rabbit cried out, "Where's Bella? Where's my little one?" she cried. "She was here just a moment ago, and now she's gone." Mama Rabbit looked worried, and Max knew he had to help. "Don't worry," he said bravely. "I'll find her." But just then, the sky darkened and a big rumble shook the forest. "Oh dear," said Mama Rabbit. "Bella's gone into the big woods. She loves picking daisies there, but she's scared of thunder. If the storm hits, she won't be safe." Everyone searched the forest for Bella, but no one could be seen. The forest was very big, and it was getting dark. The wind was whipping through the tall trees, and the first fat raindrops began to fall. That's it, Max thought. I have to go to the big woods. Everyone else was scared to go there, but Max wasn't scared at all. He was determined to rescue Bella. As the other animals watched, Max disappeared into the darkening woods. Max remembered something Bella had told him once. She had said she liked to pick daisies near a babbling brook. So that's where Max started his search. He splashed through puddles and over logs, and soon he heard the sound of rushing water. There it was, a little brook babbling merrily over smooth stones. Max stopped to take a drink, and as he did, he saw a flash of white fur dart out from behind a tree. "It's Bella," he whispered. He crept closer and called out softly, "Hello? Are you lost?" Bella jumped and spun around. She was a little rabbit with fur as white as snow and eyes as blue as forget-me-nots. "Oh, I'm not lost," she said quickly. "I mean, I was looking for daisies." Max smiled. He knew exactly where to find them. "Come with me," he said, and led her deeper into the woods. The further they went, the darker it got. The tall trees blocked the sunlight, and the last of the golden light faded from view. All around them, strange shapes loomed out of the shadows, and the bushes seemed to whisper secrets in the wind. But Max didn't feel scared. Not at all. In fact, he felt kind of good about being brave. Just then, a big crack of thunder echoed through the woods, and Bella trembled. "Don't worry, Bella," Max said, trying to sound brave. "I'm here. We'll find some daisies, and then we'll go home before the storm gets any worse." Bella nodded, and together they continued on their way. Soon they came to a little clearing. In the middle of the woods, the trees here weren't so tall, and the light from the sky peeked through the branches and landed on a patch of daisies. They were everywhere. Snow-white petals with golden centers glowed in the fading light. Bella gasped. "These are beautiful," she whispered, and ran into the middle of the clearing to pick them. But Max wasn't looking at the flowers. He was looking at the ground. Suddenly he froze. There was a big snake slithering toward Bella, and it was getting closer and closer. "Run, Bella!" he yelled. She jumped and whirled around, just in time to see Max standing in front of her, his fur on end and his teeth bared. The snake hissed and struck, but Max was ready for him. He sidestepped just in time and then pounced. The two animals tumbled over each other in a flurry of red fur and writhing green scales. Finally, Max got the snake by the tail and pulled. He pulled and pulled until finally the snake, tired and defeated, lay still. When Bella realized what had happened, she hopped up and down with joy. "You saved me," she cried, throwing her arms around Max's neck. "Thank you, Max. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Max blushed. "It was no trouble at all," he said. Suddenly the rain started. At first it was just a few drops, but soon it was pouring. Max and Bella huddled together under a bush, watching the water pour down. "Let's go home," Bella said after a while. Max nodded. He wrapped his fluffy tail around her and led her carefully through the wet, muddy forest, step by step. After what seemed like forever, they finally heard the sound of happy voices calling their names. "Bella, where are you? We've been looking everywhere." Mama Rabbit rushed forward and nuzzled Bella. Then she turned to Max. "Thank you," she said. "You're a true hero." All the other animals crowded around, each one thanking Max for his bravery. Benny the bear cub stepped forward and clapped Max on the back. "Max, you really showed us all what you're made of." And Penny the parrot added, "That snake didn't stand a chance against you." Max blushed. He was just doing what he thought was right, he said shyly. But the others wouldn't hear it. They cheered and clapped, calling him Max the Brave, until Max, a little embarrassed, ran off into the woods. He found a nice dry place under a tree to curl up for the night. As he snuggled into his den, he thought about the day's adventures. He'd made new friends, helped someone in need, and saved a life. Maybe being a little guy wasn't so bad after all, he thought with a smile. He closed his eyes and dreamed of more adventures to come. Do you think you could be brave like Max? Have you ever had a brave adventure? If you want to share your stories, please send us a recording or a drawing. We may feature your artwork on our website. And don't forget to subscribe.